Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Holistic Hairdresser, and I am Ashley Walker. And for those of you who are new, I'm going to pippity pop that off. To those of you who are new, this is my Facebook group that I launched a couple of years ago to connect other hairdressers and healers who are called to change your salon business and really do something new and revolutionary in this industry and help yourself as well as help your clients, right? Like, we are in the business of making people feel amazing. And this new way of doing business allows you to take it a step further. And I am sharing my brand new training today. I'm already sharing my screen and let's see, let me pop that guy on. I'm gonna refresh real quick. Sorry, you guys, I just wanna make sure that everybody can see everything. Okay, cool. And I have this brand new training because what commonly happens is people will say, well, I don't have previous expertise. I don't have any experience. Maybe I don't really consider myself super spiritual or super woo-woo. And can I actually implement this into my salon business? And my answer to this is yes, you absolutely can. And I want to cover 6 major points today. And then I want to give you an inner work exercise for you to take home and to use on yourself, because it's so important for you to not only have all of the outer work and the strategy, but also for you to have inner work, so to actually get you to do the thing that will actually progress your business. So let's get started. What I wanted to talk about today is the first idea is what I call beta testing. And this is such a huge thing that every major company does. And even if you're just starting out in thinking of yourself as a company and as a brand, maybe you launched into your own salon suite, maybe during the pandemic, or maybe more recently when you have saved up your money. And it's a new way of doing business. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm my own company and I'm my own brand. And what every company does when they are either just starting out or when they're doing something new is they go through a process that we call beta testing. And this is very similar to when you may have learned a new technique within the craft of your hair artistry and you got models. And this is exactly what you do when it comes to healing. You start to beta test, right? For example, the companies Tesla and Uber did tons and tons and tons of beta testing in the very beginning when they were launching something new. And the reason is because they needed to refine what it was that they wanted to bring to the humans that they wanted to serve. What were some of the lessons that they needed to learn along the way, right? Like, there's not necessarily any failure, but there's feedback when you essentially fuck around and find out in your business. And beta testing is really, really important. And to allow yourself that incubation period for you to learn the lessons that you're supposed to learn along the way when you are beginning to implement healing into your salon business. Because it's really interesting that I work with hairdressers who have 5+ years experience in the industry. And it's so interesting how we expect ourselves to be really amazing at something right out the gate, even though we've never done it before. And that's why allowing ourselves to be slightly uncomfortable and getting comfortable with that discomfort through our beta testing can make a huge difference in your confidence level, but also the results that you're gonna offer your clients, right? And it's a huge part of the Becoming Light system and why we really believe in beta testing. And then the second pillar that is really important when you're thinking about implementing energy healing into your salon business is number 2, getting what we call proof of concept. Like, you need to have a suitable incubation period to fuck around and find out so that you can develop proof of concept. Proof of concept means that you have been getting repeatable results over and over and over again. It means that you're feeling more confident in what it is that you are delivering, right? Because it's not always about 30 certifications. So much of certification process is actually the confidence and the wisdom and the understanding that comes with a certification process which, for example, is why Becoming Light is now a salon certification process, because it just gives a whole layer of confidence to the practitioner when they go out into the world, into their salon business, and really begin to implement this, because you can come from such a deeper, greater level of wisdom and understanding that you can feel confident applying, confident talking about to your clients, and confident in the delivery. So you're way less likely to second guess yourself constantly, because you went through that incubation process in the beta testing, and you really know that you have this proof of concept, which really means that you have a viable service that you feel is really valuable, because you have felt the value of it in your own life, because you've also applied it to your own life. And then you know that it's going to be really valuable because people have been getting results from you, which means that it would actually be completely out of alignment if you had this very valuable gift to offer and you were refusing to have the appropriate energy or money to back that up. But once you have proof of concept, it really is going to validate and allow you to charge the amount that you want to charge for the valuable healing, because of the time that you have taken to be very thoughtful and professional in adapting this work into your salon business, right? Like, I joke around fucking around and finding out, but we want to be thoughtful, right? We want to make more for ourselves. We want to give more to our clients. We want to do it from a place of congruency and alignment. And this is really going to allow you to do it the best of the best. The third pillar that makes a huge difference, and it's okay if you don't have expertise before in implementing this, is what I call consultation domination. And I remind you to go back to the basics of a consultation, just in terms of, do you ask yourself, okay, like, am I rushing through my consultations? Have I maybe been a little too lax in it? And how can I start to elevate my consultation? And when it comes to healing, right? Like, I've heard time and again that people can be really nervous when they're starting to lead a consultation in this new way. They might want to bury it. Like, they'll talk a lot about the hair, but then they bury the healing aspect in the consultation, or they don't talk about it at all. And it's just a form of self-sabotage. It's a form of resistance. It's a form of hiding. It's a form of maybe doubting whether or not you're good enough. And that's why that's happening in your consultation. And it's just something to be aware of, right? Like, it's not something for you to beat yourself up about, but just noticing it is the first step to change, right? And so you really want to come from a place of, it is important to fuck around and find out during the beta test in your consultation, but also, really come into your own language of, how do you want to define healing to your clients? How do you want to tell them, like, what happens, right? Like, what happens during a healing session? You want to tell them, how is it done? You might want to tell them what to expect. Like, all of those things really matter in the way for you to build safety with yourself, but also safety with your clients, right? Like, you may have been obviously experiencing tons and tons of healing work through your beta testing process and getting your proof of concept. But remember, many of your clients have never experienced healing work, or maybe they had an experience, but maybe it's going to be really different from the way that you do things. So it's important to actually communicate, much like if you are writing a caption on Instagram, like who, what, where, when, why, how, right? Like, communicating those metrics in your language allows you to come from a place of professionalism, right? And it's important to practice. Like, go out in nature when you're being an animal, right? Like, whether you're in the shower or maybe you're on a walk, and start practicing your consultation, or grab a partner and begin to practice the way that you speak about this work, much like the way that you had to practice when you began holding your own consultations for your own roster of clients way back in the day when you were first building your book and trying to find out your tribe of people. And this has a lot to do with you facing your own discomfort around being seen, not getting it perfect, not getting it right out the gate, handling people, maybe giving some interesting micro expressions. And it's all just information, right? Like this is just information for you because it really is the mirror for the pieces of you that just need healing. And you are the same person, like we're an integrated being, meaning that like what's happening in your business is also happening in your personal life. So it's just information for you to be aware of. But once you begin to become aware of it, then you can actually heal it through the level of awareness that you're having. But yes, absolutely practice your consultation. It's okay. You're going to be able to come into your own brand voice when you practice it. Cool. One of the things, the fourth pillar is what I call the Malcolm Gladwell rule for mastery. And really this idea of hairdressers as healers. You know, hairdressers, it's so interesting because I got into this field as a sober journalist who tried all of these avenues in journalism, got sober, and just realized I wanted to become a hairdresser. And I was really fascinated. I had a background in Tony and Guy, hair cutting as well as Vidal Sassoon. So it was like texture and structure, kind of having a rap battle. And I was so obsessed with the way that we could really become mirror gazers for somebody and really help to craft beauty. And then over time, I realized it was just so much more than a haircut. And what I mean is, if you've been in the game any longer than 3 to 5 years, then you know that you have clients who are just your ride or die clients who just love the shit out of you. You have clients who you had such a terrible experience with them, and they probably are telling all the other hairdressers that they've ever seen about that terrible experience. And this is because what hairdressers have been doing is they're basically low-key energy DJs. And it's because they're constantly touching the crown of somebody on somebody. And the crown has the highest vibrational frequency out of all of the centers of the body. And it really is responsible for a higher vibration for somebody. So that's why your clients over time have thought of you as a therapist, right? It's why your clients have perhaps told you things they haven't told necessarily their own therapist that they're paying $200 an hour to. It's why they can feel so enmeshed to you and really want to hold on to you. And they are very averse to seeing a new person once they've found their person. And it's also why when things go terribly south, why it really sticks with them for a long time. It is that crown energy. And Malcolm Gladwell, who is a famous author, talks about it's this 10,000 hour to mastery rule, which means that you have to be doing something for approximately 10,000 hours in order to quote unquote be a master. So that just means you've dealt with a lot of different people, a lot of different haircuts, colors, et cetera, business, product knowledge, blah, 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 in order to really feel like you're a well-rounded, well-groomed individual. And over those 10,000 hours, whether you have consciously or unconsciously done it, you have become this, low-key energy DJ, as I call it, meaning that you have been able to intuit when your clients need something or they don't need something, when they're a good match, when they're not a good match. Like you have been low-key playing with energy this whole time, which is why, even though I teach and coach other beauty business professionals, because I'm a hairdresser, and so I know that the best, I have often marketed, to hairdressers the most because of that crown exchange, because you have low-key been really in somebody's energy field for those years and come from a place of mastery. And so what I do is I actually just help you to take it a step further, to really become masterful, to become excellent, to really learn how to stand in your power in this way. And then, of course, I want to cite a case study of a recent student who I was just reading one of her messages in Slack this morning, and she was actually celebrating a win of going out of her comfort zone. And I love her. So one of my gals now, her name's Rebecca, and we had such a great session. And when we were first getting to know each other in the Empathic Blueprint session, and now she's enrolled. And it was really great because I was reading it over the weekend, and she was like, I live in the Bible Belt. I live in the South, and I really wasn't sure if this was going to work for me. But she also kind of got to that sticking point in her life and her career where she was sick and tired of being sick and tired, as I call it, which means that she just knew that something needed to change. And so she just kind of got to that space of F it, I'm doing it anyway, regardless of what my clients are going to think or feel. Like, I'm going all in on me for once. And that's really what got her into becoming light. Anyway, so, but she did, of course, now that she's in, think like, oh shit, like, is this going to work for all of my Bible Belt clients, that I've been serving for all of these years? And she just wasn't sure like what was going to happen. But during her, weeks in Becoming Light, I think it's now been like 3 or 4 weeks, she actually, maybe even less, she's lined up quite a few people for case studies already in her beta testing so that she can get onto her proof of concept. And I'm quoting her here when I say, she has gotten so many people who are saying yes, 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 yes. And she says, like, it just goes to show that people are searching for wellness. They are searching for ways to feel better and to feel whole, right? Like, everyone I have talked to is actually more than supportive and excited to see it all come to fruition, which just goes to show that our brains are not always our best fucking friends, because it will tell you like this isn't going to work or that people are going to pay. And then once you fucking make the step and you do the damn thing, you actually find that the opposite is quite true, that people are actually really excited for you. And once they really see and feel that value, it makes perfect effing sense that of course you would elevate your service and your price for this, when you're following certain systems, of course. So it's really gratifying to watch that happen. It's really gratifying to see that that turn happen in just a few weeks, right? Like, it can happen really, really fast for you guys. And then the last pillar that I want to color is healing as a lifestyle, not a destination. And what I mean when I see that is that a lot of people are really fascinated, but they might not feel fully confident stepping into the space because they think, well, this idea of being a healer sounds really scary, or what if I'm still healing myself, or I don't feel quote unquote good enough, healed enough, et cetera, et cetera. But here's what I've learned after, being sober since 2005 and really being on this like healing path, is that it's not a destination. It is a lifestyle though. And that means that being ready is a decision, and you just decide that you really want to begin living life fully alive, right? Like, just much like what Rebecca had said about her clients, it's really about wanting to become whole yourself. It's about you wanting to serve people to help them feel whole, right? And so this is a lifelong journey. Like, you're never going to get to this space of like feeling like this fucking love and light enlightened healer 24/7, or that it's supposed to look a certain way. Like, I'm very punk rock. I say fuck a lot. And I really love showing that to you guys, because I think that there is a space for everybody in the healing world, especially if you're a hairdresser. And I also think that there's a space for you to do it in your own unique voice, and that you like projecting like a certain way that you're supposed to be as a healer, or that you're supposed to have like quote unquote healed like a certain amount of shit before you step into the space, is really just a roadblock that's actually keeping you super duper small. And once you realize that that's what's happening, then you can just be like, oh, okay, cool. Then like, if I can just wave a magic wand and do whatever I want to do and actually and create the things that I want, then I would just say yes today, right? So I always want to like, tie a bow on that, to be like, it's okay to come in imperfect and messy, right? Because it's just a fun game that we're in, right? Like, we can have a fun time in this. Like, it doesn't have to be super serious. So let's recap real quick. I'll scroll up. So number 1, beta testing. Number 2, proof of concept. 3, consultation domination. 4, the Malcolm Gladwell rule for mastery, hairdressers as natural healers. 5, awesome case studies, people getting results super mega quick. And 6, healing as a lifestyle, not a destination. Cool. I'm going to stop share for a second. I'm also going to let my cat Marmalade in because he's being a little bitch and he's meowing. Hold on. Marmalade, get in here. Goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. He was being a big crybaby. Okay. So now we're going to go into a trance session. So if you haven't done a trance session with me, they are super delicious and fun. So I want you, unless you're driving, if you're driving, don't do this later. Okay, so I want you to put your hands upright on your thighs, have your back fully supported, meaning like I want you to have like good lumbar spine. This is so your head doesn't drop down and then you cut off your oxygen and then you fall asleep, which is not what we're doing. But this is going to be an invitation for you to visit the spirit of your business. Stop thinking so hard and get into what's the spirit of your business. So we're going to breathe, okay? You're going to just breathe in and breathe out twice as long. You can breathe out like you're sucking out through a straw. Keep breathing. Breathing in, exhaling twice as long. And I want you to close your eyes now and drop into your body unless you're driving. Don't do this now. And I want you to imagine a beautiful staircase. Don't imagine a fucked up staircase. Imagine a beautiful staircase before you. And at the end of that staircase is a door. And we're going to count down. And I want you to visualize or experience yourself standing on a step. And you step to the next step. And you see the number 10 and a wave of relaxation rolls down through your body to the tips of your toes. Watch yourself step to the next step. You see the number 9. A wave of relaxation rolls down through your body, top of the head to the tips of the toes. You see yourself step on the next step. You see the number 8, and a wave of relaxation rolls down through your body, top of the head, tip of the toes, melting and softening a little bit more than before. You step to the next step. You see the number 7. The gentle wave rolls down through the body, melting a little bit more. You step on the next step. You see the number 6. The familiar wave rolls down through the body, all the way. You step on the next step. You see the number 5. A wave of relaxation rolls down through the body, all the way down, till it reaches your toes and floats away, softening your body a little bit more. You step on the next step. You see the number 4. The wave of relaxation rolls all the way down through your body, softening more than before. You step on the next step. You see the number 3. And the wave of relaxation rolls all the way down through your body. You step on a step. You see the number 2. And the gentle wave rolls down through your body, softening more than before. And finally, you step on the last step. You see the number 1. And the wave of relaxation rolls down through your body, softening a little bit more than before. And before you is the beautiful door. And on the other side, don't go in yet, but on the other side of that door is the spirit of your business. But before we step in there, I want to convince you that this is not a meditation. I want to convince you that we are now accessing your unconscious mind. And to do so, I want you to tell yourself aloud, since I can't hear you, my legs are so heavy. You say, my legs are so heavy. And you can imagine them like rocks or lead or made of sparkly heavy diamonds or metal or whatever you want. Whatever feels good for you, but you say aloud because it takes you deeper when you say it out loud. My legs are so heavy. And maybe in this moment of beckoning your legs to be so heavy, you find that it's quite challenging to move your legs because indeed you have told them that they are so heavy. And this is to illustrate just how powerful your mind is. And since we're here, let's play. Bring your attention to the door, open the door and step through. And now you are connected with the spirit of your business. And I want you to feel what it's like to be in the spirit of your business. And if this is your first time ever doing this, this is good for you. Because what your conscious mind wants to do is tell you to do it the way everybody else is doing it. It wants to tell you that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But we are letting that conscious mind take a break right now. And you are accessing your unconscious mind, the part of you that knows more. Just connect with the spirit of your business for a moment. If you are visual, notice what visuals come to mind. Are they still? Are they perhaps moving like a film? Is it grainy or fuzzy or soft? Is it fully vivid in color? Is there perhaps a sparkle or a shine? If you are kinesthetic, I want you to feel how good it feels in your body and your being connecting with the spirit of your business. What sensations do you notice? If you are connected to sound, are there messages or sounds or music that accompanies the spirit of your business? Is there perhaps a scent or many scents or a taste? How does it feel in the spirit of your business? Is there a sense of softness or perhaps power? Perhaps it's warmth. And if it's softness and you could wrap it in the softest material, what would that be? Or if it's powerful and sharp, what is the image that comes to mind? How do you want people to feel? Just feel how good it feels to connect with this piece of you, this part of you that knows more. Ask the spirit of your business now. What is one small step I can take Because I cannot hear you, I cannot see you. You can gently nod your head when you have a good one in mind. Or you can even utter the message aloud, because when you speak it aloud, it has a deeper meaning and feeling and movement behind it. Magic is never quiet. Connect one more time to the feeling of the spirit of your business in your body. Just feeling how good that feels in a way and a pace and a cadence that feels perfect for you. Where you have to become just a little bit more to fully connect more with the spirit of your business. Know that you can come back here at any time, but for now it's time to say goodbye. Close the door on the spirit of your business. Gently beckon your body to come back. And you'll find yourself wanting to come back because you'll find yourself naturally wanting to stretch and gently open your eyes. Use that as often as you need to when you make these changes in your business or when you find yourself feeling stuck. That is your homework assignment. And for now, that is today's training. We have so many amazing people who are in Becoming Light right now, and I'm so excited to help more people. I'm so excited to help more humans, even more this year than we were able to last year. And if you are really feeling that call, we invite you to go on a empathic hairdresser blueprint session. They are customized to you and your special magic and your special industry. And we set aside 45 to 60 minutes of our time to really connect with you and see if we can actually help you, because we only want to serve humans that we can actually help and impact their lives as well as their business. I will leave the link for that here. And if you have any questions, comment below, but I also invite you to please comment at the end of this training what benefited you or what you really liked. Have a fabulous rest of the day. Good luck with tax season, and I will see you next week.